And it is just me. Welcome to probably the first ever solo stream fully, maybe, I don't know. Probably it's just going to end up being me for tonight's stream, which is going to be awkward. It's going to be extra silent. It's going to have some lack of background noise in some of those aspects. I don't know. It could end up being completely unfiltered. Who knows? So Cloudy said that he's having computer problems. So he said he's not going to make it. Ash said that he might be here, might not. He sent me the proper way to communicate with me, email, regarding the entire matter. And then, of course, you know, Mark's still with his whole family situation that's going on. So obviously, thoughts out to Mark and all that going on. So it is completely just me, by myself, all by myself. It's awkward. It's awkward. Let me tell you all, this is awkward as hell. Because usually I'm used to doing this kind of shit on Twitch. And I already said shit. Oh, well, I'm already demonetized. Thank you, YouTube guidelines. But yes, I'm used to doing this kind of stuff on Twitch versus YouTube. But then again, on Twitch, we're normally doing something. We're watching something. We're doing things that I can get away with in terms of copyright claims that I can't really do here. So it is a very lonely stream. So you know what? Out of that, I decided to pull some shit out of my ass when it comes to keeping y'all entertained regarding the topics that we've got tonight. And mostly, I saw that this was a feature. I was like, wait, really? And I'm paying for this? And I didn't know this was a thing for a while. So Photoshop Beta's got this whole AI generative image thing going on that I know some people do not like because, of course, they're artists. I completely get that. If artistry is your craft and that's how you make your money, things like that, then of course you don't like people who use AI. Me, I like shit posting and just doing things just for the hell of it for fun. So I'm going to take advantage of this AI generative stuff because that way I'm not going through a website that gives you like a limit on tokens and things like that in terms of like, you know, if you've ever been to one of those AI generative websites, you got like a limit of how many you can do per day. You got really crap resolution and things like that. So I'm just like, well, we've got a trademark for this guy. We've got some hints, rumors, leaks, if you will, regarding Gav. Or Gavu, depending on how you want to pronounce it. So we can just have Photoshop try and create us a writer based off of that stuff. So, yes. Yeah, we're going to AI generate Kamen Rider Gav. Which, of course, look, honestly, there's no real guessing game when it comes to the pun, when it comes to Gav. Because you look at it, Gavu, if you watch Kiba, then you've heard Gabu so many times come from Kivat, so you know that the pun is bite related. And we've had the rumors going on for a while that it was food based. You'd have different snacks, things like that going into things. So yeah, we've got the trademark. And obviously, there it is. Obviously, everybody has seen it. It's Kamen Rider Gavu. And really, two writers with a G in their name. Well, actually, three. We got a threefer. That's odd. Because Geets, Gotchard, and Gav. Is this the first time we've had 3 writer shows back to back that have the first letter in their name? I just realized that. Huh. That is interesting. It's a lot of G's. A lot of G's in Reiwa. Interesting. So yes, GGG. You know, I feel awkward. Let me get some of this background sound. Let's get that boom boomger. And actually, now we should do Gotchard just for the sake of it. Though it might end up being a little bit too loud, just to try and crank things down a little bit. And hold on, got it. There it is. Get that volume a little bit lower. That way it's not intrusive, but it doesn't just sound like me talking to in a void. So yes, yeah, Kamen Rider Bite is the entire thing. And we've had pretty much some clarifications from Dukemon, which, of course, Matt Hunt on Twitter, who has been the lead source when it comes to a lot of leaks, rumors, and insights to a lot of these shows going on for a while now. Kamen Rider Bite Me. Okay. I mean, based off what he's said before, so let me pull up what he's got here in terms of some of the clarifications to prior statements that he put out here. So, of course, we got the karate gi with the dog plus cat, and that the belt is apparently the writer's pet monster. So we're having companions again. And this does give me a little bit of Kiva vibes, given the fact that Kivat literally became the belt for Kiva. So that's why that's an interesting take. We're doing that technically again. The collectibles are snack-based monsters. So that's the other thing. So Potato Chip was supposed to allude to Gavu's sword and possibly a secondary form. So a giant potato chip. Ooh. That sounds disgusting in my head. Like I'm trying to visualize it, and I either imagine a really long potato, which can be very phallic in nature if done incorrectly, or just a giant, really long chip. And the only chips that I can think of that would possibly work as a sword would be plantain chips. Because I don't know if y'all ever fuck with plantain chips, but they're nice. Can't have them anymore, but they're great. And then chocolate. The second writer's motive and possibly third form for Gav is chocolate. It's very, very food heavy on this front. So the other thing is that the belt is a predator monster that hunts the collectible monsters, aka the prey. So this is technically some further elaboration on what Matt Dukemon said previously in regard to this writer. He just elaborated a little bit more on it. So now the speculation game is a little bit more on in terms of this. It does seem very food centric, a lot of snacking, a lot of junk food on this. Nothing healthy about any of the food that they've listed on here whatsoever. From the motif of what we've heard regarding the belt, it's supposed to have a crank on it similar to the Bill Driver, with a set of teeth to actually chomp down on said gimmick. And that's how we get the forms and all of the other power-ups and things like that. You know, maybe healthy food is just the enemy. You ever thought of that? Literally, when it comes to the junk food madness, yes. Gav is definitely not doing me any favors. So let's see. Third writer will be the healthy writer. Could be. Main writer villain, Kamen Rider Vegeta. And they get, once again, Vegeta's voice actor, the voice to driver. You can completely see that happening. We already had it with the Juga driver. We could have it here again. How's Outsiders going to fit into this, though? Some way. It's going to... I don't want it to fit with any of this, but it will. Takahashi finds a way to get tenure. So basically, it's anti-Gaim, I'm going to say, is what you're saying here. So, in a way, but I mean, every time I look at just Gaim in general, it just looks like bubblegum. So, kind of leans into some of that junk food aesthetic, especially when we start getting into things like Gamer Grub and stuff like that, because definitely I can see some Gamer Grub aspects being thrown in there for an extra rider. Enemies are going to be vegans. I can see that. Kamen Rider Keto whenever Toei hits me up, I will be there. Instead of Fruit Jesus, we get Junk Food Lord. It depends on what continuity of ZO we go by. Like, is Fruit Jesus gone, or is everything back to status quo? Even then, some fruits still have a lot of sugar, regardless. So even then, everything in moderation, folks. That's usually how it goes. Gav is indeed... Look, there usually are promotions with McDonald's in Japan when it comes to Toku, especially Kamen Rider, so I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. If we get a Flaming Hot variant, I'm down for it. I'm completely down for a Flaming Hot variant. Look, if there is Kamen Rider Keto, I just need it to be using the meat driver. And it's just like a slab of baby back ribs just right there. Actually, that could be the ridges along the belt. Already cooking up ideas. Is there going to be any sodas or drinks in Gav? There's the real possibility, including the fact that we got a milkshake in here. So I think some sort of beverages will be here. But given, I don't know if these are specific allusions to the snacks that we will definitely see, such as fries, milkshakes, pretzels, onigiri, and empanadillas. There's the real possibility. Or, Matt could have just been using those as just food examples, but nothing further specific there. KFC for the Christmas episode, I can see that being a thing for a fact. So, I mean, look, when it comes to what we know about Gavin, that's absolutely nothing that we really know. Is because take all these rumors with a grain of salt. It's possible that this could be completely right on the money. Matt's been right on the money. He clearly has his info completely on point a lot of the times, and he's been doing this for a while. I remember my earliest outings in the Toku community back like 15 years ago. Like, this shit was still prevalent. So it really leans more into like a 90% chance of real possibility for this being what we end up getting for Gav. So we'll see how the gimmick ends up working out and whether or not it's actually going to do something in terms of sales, because I can only imagine what the actual gimmick themselves are going to be to fit into the belt themselves. All I know is, can Gotchard end already? I don't even know what Gotchard is right now. That's why I don't really want to get into the superhero time aspects of things, because real quick, Gotchard has just become an anniversary show out of nowhere, with a lot of legend writers and a side story. Well, a sidestep to the main story that they've had. What little bit of story that we've actually gotten for that. Because remember the whole thing about Atropos being different than the rest of her sisters? They dropped that little crumpet of details and then completely deviated into this 100 legend special. So none of that. None of that. We don't even know when we're going to get the proper information for that, because I think this upcoming weekend, Superhero Time is actually taking a break because of golf. So that's usually what happens. That's what we need. We need a golf themed writer. So Legend is technically the main writer now. Yeah, so in case you don't know, usually when Superhero Time takes a break, it's usually because of golf. It's always golf. 9 times out of 10, it's golf. Sometimes it's baseball, but it's usually golf. So that's how that ends up going. So I believe there is no Superhero Time this week. I can double check, but I think discussing this with some folks on Discord, there is not. So let me see. Let me double check just to be sure. I'm gonna check the air date of the next episode of Boonboomger, because really, that's what most people are watching, but no one's really talking about. Because I've noticed, yeah, my video views are definitely lacking when it comes to Boonboomger. So I guess some people are watching it, or maybe the internet's too preoccupied with other drama going on. No, so there is. It still says that this is going on, so it's probably just another show that's being canceled because of golf. So this should still be. There shouldn't be a delay then. At least I'm going based off of the wiki. So, grain of salt, because I mean everybody keeps getting on me for using the writer wiki and Sentai wiki for things, but look, it says Superhero Time is still going on, so we're gonna go with that. All I know is that there is golf going on this weekend, so some shows will be affected by it, but I guess maybe not Superhero Time. It could be golf the following week, which could work out in my favor because I'm actually going on vacation the next week, which I need. I desperately need a vacation. Is there any chance we are watching the King Oger finale director's cut on Sunday? That's the 90 percentile of what we're probably going to end up watching. Unless some other stuff ends up dropping in the subs. We'll see how things go. Yeah, that's what I heard, was that Go Go Loser Ranger got delayed because of things. So, real quick. Bang Lord for $10 says, I would definitely want Gav to move away from the animal cross object motif, since the last 5, Grasshopper, Dragon, T-Rex, Fox, and Grasshopper. Yeah. But I don't know. It seems to be something karate animal. It could just be groovy. It also starts with a G. Kamen Rider Gav is just groovy. It's just groovy from Geets getting his shot yet again. That's what it is. Thing is, based off of this, we just see, in terms of the writer, we got equals dog and cat. So I don't know. Besides just it being pet monster. 70s writer for sure then. Turtle, Karate Turtle. I don't know about a turtle. They kind of move a little slow. I do think it is probably coincidence that we've got our third G named writer back to back, and still no love for actual Kamen Rider G. Kamen Rider G should have gotten his own season, but that ship sailed 15 years ago. Will Gav make Gotchard good? Probably not. I highly doubt it's going to make it any good. I haven't seen any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles since the original 80s ones and the live action ones from the 80s and 90s. And that's it. I didn't even watch the Michael Bay weird Transformers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So hey, I'm just saying that's just how it is. Gotchard X Gav, that'll end up being the winter film. You know that, right? I mean, Gav's gonna make an appearance within the Gotchard summer film, and it's just gonna be the suit, and we're not gonna know the actor by then because that's usually how it ends up playing up. And it'll probably be hype for the character, but then once we get to the show, probably a different interpretation of how we actually see them. But then the winter movie will happen, and that's when we get our proper crossover. Am I gonna pick up any toys or something? I don't know. I'm broke. There's a reason I haven't been really looking at the websites regarding anything. I'm broke, which is why I'm working 2 jobs now. Do you think those set photos are? I've not seen the set photos from what I've seen in terms of the Discord spoiler discussions. I've not seen anything that seems like they would be set photos. But even then, it would appear to be too early to have set photos because they wouldn't start filming for a show this far in advance. If it was to start in August, why would they start filming 3 months in advance? That's a little weird. So, there's no way I'm winning Toku debt. Nah, times are tough. Like I've said before, I work a job that I haven't gotten a pay raise in 4 years because there is no annual increases. Had to take out a second job. Look, last night I didn't get even home until 5 a.m. because I was legit driving between storms because of the Southeast got hit with some storms, and I was in the middle of nowhere and had to find myself back home. And I ended up leaving from there at like 2 a.m., getting home at around 5. Terrible, scary shit when you see all of the lightning in a pitch black darkness, and then you see the lightning strike around you. It's freaky. It got my anxiety completely up. I'm still feeling it today. So, if they were doing the summer filming, it would be around this time that they would be doing some filming for it. But once again, if they are just filming for that, you wouldn't see the actor for Gav. It'd be a little ahead of time, and they kind of tried doing these in a little bit of a closed off set in a way, because remember, for Gotchard in the summer film for Geets, we just got Gotchard. We didn't have Hotaro's actor or anybody like that on set. Same thing when we got Geets in the summer movie of Revice. Same thing when we got Revice and Superhero Senki. It was just Revice. Like we didn't get the actors around that time. So we wouldn't get anything like that. We might get just the suit actor on set, but it would probably be similar to just having just a regular suit actor on set, like nothing different, nothing out of the ordinary. Let's see here. What else we got? What makes a good Toku toy? Well, the thing is, regardless if the toy is good or not, one of the aspects for me has always been like whether or not I care about the show. Because for me, if I don't really care about the show, then I'm probably not going to care about the toys. And even then, sometimes there'll be the aspect where I actually like the show, but I don't like the functionality of the gimmicks. Because X8, for the longest time, if I wasn't, I literally did not get the gamer driver until I got the Genmuso Gashat, because I like that Gashat. But otherwise, I didn't care for the gimmicks in X8 to begin with. And I didn't care for the gamer driver. So I was never going to get that until a gimmick came along that I actually wanted to implement with it. So it does vary from show to show. Like, I really wanted the Shot Riser, so I got the Shot Riser. I wanted the Slash Riser when I first saw it, but then I saw the toy version of it, and I saw how dinky it was. And I was like, yeah, I don't want that. I do not want that whatsoever. Where is my red Boom Boom changer? I haven't even bought a regular Boom Boom changer to paint it. But otherwise, the change that I did for it, I quickly threw this together, this back splash for this stream, since I don't want to leave the background, the school background that we had for last week's stream. Let's see. Maybe a hot take, but the gamer driver is ugly. I think that's a cold take. I think most people agree that the gamer driver is indeed ugly. I mean, everybody's seen it, right? Everybody's seen this thing, right? Like, this is not a pretty looking driver. Like, it's asymmetrical as fuck, but not in like a cool way. That, and it's powered by mirrors. This is not a cool driver. What is the meaning of Gav or Gavu? Yes, it already mentioned this at the very beginning of the stream. You can already figure out what the pun is if you've watched things like Kiba or anything like that, where you would hear the word Gabu. So, of course, you change the B to a V, and you got Gavu, and that would in turn mean bite, which goes along with the rumors of it being food-based. It's Gavin. It's the governor of California? No. We've definitely been talking to the wrong people then. Well, I think it really comes down to tastes, and I think I've come to understand that my way of thinking, especially with how constructive I am in terms of my criticism for these shows, goes outside of the norm of, say, social media impressions or the social media community when it comes to tokusatsu, because they're all generally very positive about everything, and they don't like a contradiction of thought of everything or of something having flaws, which it's right. Nothing is perfect. Nothing should be perfect. Everything should have some flaws. That's what makes it a little bit more unique in that aspect. If everything was perfect, then nothing would be special. But you got to find, those diamonds in the rough patches of things. And that's how you can find good justification in some of these shows, even if they do have a rough episode or two. So that's the thing on that aspect. I mean, I always say when I first started doing my YouTube channel, and I told people that when I was going to do my Superhero Senki review, that I did not like the film. And I got shut down almost immediately, saying, if you're going to be negative about something, why are you reviewing it? And for me, I'm just like, then you don't want to review. You don't want somebody to actually review things. You just want somebody to like reinforce your train of thought. That's not what a reviewer should do. They should have constructive criticism to improve on said product, because at the end of the day, we are consumers of said product. We're not going to like everything, and we're going to be opinionated to make it into something that, or at least try to give them objectionable thoughts and theories to be able to maybe shift the dynamic or see if the narrative does end up changing. Because I would say going into Gotcha, so with Gavu right now, We know jack shit besides like this concept, this name. We don't even know a writer or anything like that to try and judge things. When it comes to Gotchard, I was probably the only one in the camp here that was a little bit more cautious regarding what was going on for the show. Because it's like, okay, we got two head writers. There's a real possibility that they could bounce off of each other. We know their pedigree. We know what they've done. And then the show literally became Toei mandates the show. And it seems way more reactionary than anything. And I'll get into that once we get into the financials of these numbers. But yeah, Gotchard definitely is floundering when it comes to what it's doing with the show. Because it doesn't seem that they know what they're doing with the show. And nope, from feedback to implementation to a show, there is going to be about a good month, maybe month and a half of disconnect regarding when you see the changes actually happen within a show. So when you have the dynamics and changes that we start seeing in Gotchard, that's probably a reaction to how like we as a community, and not really just us, because I doubt Toei really cares about the Western audience, and we can see that with them pulling away toys. But how the Japanese audience actually reacts to the way that the show is going now. So they try and maneuver and shape things in a way that kind of may skew the show in a positive means, but the show ultimately is hurting because of it. And that's one of the biggest problems that it's having right now. I really want there to be a season with a head writer that knows the plan for how they want the show to be from point A to point C, and they know how to get to the B in between, and they just got to figure out all the set pieces to get into things, because that's how you do good storytelling. You already know your end game. It's just a matter of how you get to that end game. But if you're legit playing it by ear, there's only a handful of writers that are skilled enough to actually handle playing it by ear. And I mean, we saw it with Dombros. Toshiki Inoue was definitely one of those writers that was playing it by ear for that show. He even admitted, we have no plan with the show. We're playing it week to week and seeing how it goes. And he is someone that's experienced enough to be able to handle that kind of writing style. It's not for everybody, but it does suit his means. For some more green writers, and definitely there are some writers that definitely get into their headspace a little bit too much. Takahashi. Then it's completely possible that you can get too full of your own work to realize some of the problems that you're doing with it. So it varies in different aspects on who they have as a writer. So for me to start getting excited about this show, it's similar to Gotchard, it's similar to Boonboomger. I gotta know who the head writers are, because once I know the production staff, the background wing of it all, then I can start putting previous works to what this is. Sometimes I would be very surprised to see a relative unknown, so, like a name we've never seen before. It's like, look, this is a new head writer. They haven't worked on shit. Really? Okay, because that's like a straight up gamble. That would be like, I have no idea what to expect. And I would be honestly excited for a prospect, because you don't know what you're going to get. But on other aspects, you do have those other writers that we've seen from time to time, and there are some writers that are definitely good at what their specific niche is. Like Riku Sanjo is someone that we were talking about on Discord earlier this week, and he pretty much has a type. Like we got Double, we got Drive. He likes that crime aesthetics. Definitely works well into his writing style, but then it varies. You got to get somebody that definitely knows how to cook with the craft or the ingredients that they're given at hands. It's like Iron Chef. You got to know the ingredients to be able to shell out a dish and be top dog at the end. And that's how you beat Bobby Flay. Oh yeah, I can't get Cloudy's hand. It's okay. He's not on the stream tonight, so he can get his hand busted as much as he wants. I won't have to hear about it for another week, so I'm good. I'm good. Apparently the head writer is Ayana Yaniko. So what do we have from that, and who is the source on that? Because the thing is, we technically got this before, where we had rumors on the head writers for Boonboomger and Gotchard, and then once we got more information, it turns out not being the people that we thought they were. So I wouldn't really go on this information until I get further info, because we've had names thrown out there before that have just not been it. So let me see. I already don't like what they've worked on. The first thing I see is Brotherhood Final Fantasy 15. And I'm like, nope. Nope. Don't care. Already out. I'm already out. Let me see what else they got. I haven't heard of anything else that they've worked. Digimon Adventure Try? No! No! That's the worst part of the 01 continuity. No! I don't like this. Aquarion Logos? No! That's the bad Aquarion. I hate everything I'm finding out right now. All right, give me something good. Give me something good based off of their writing that I've seen before. I got none. I got none. Oh. I'm not feeling these listings. So maybe some other folks can help me out here. Here, I'll put it up on the screen. In terms of what they had wrote for. Has anyone seen any of these Bang Dreams? Because apparently they've done a lot of these Bang Dream things. From writing to composition, screenplay, all that stuff. Idolmaster. Now, I know some people hype up Seven Deadly Sins. I've never seen it, but this is, screenplay. Now, the thing is, this version of Lupin the Third that's over here, Part 5, the script for, I haven't seen it. This is the 2018 Lupin, and apparently only one episode out of it. Only one episode. So let's see. This one episode is episode 18. Out of the majority of this, it seems like Aquarion Logos looks like the full series screenplay, which you can see based off of the rating here. Not very well liked. I love the original Aquarion, and well, I mean, Evol fucked things up, and it just kept going from there. Nothing beats the first Aquarion. That was peak Aquarion. But if this is indeed the head writer, I'm not really feeling it. This just unsold me completely on the show. If this ends up being confirmed, then I'm not feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I'm definitely not feeling it, Mr. Krabs. And it seems like chat is kind of in agreement that they're not liking how this potential head writer could end up being. So it's not looking good. If this is indeed the real one, I would say I'm gonna go into this probably the most cautious I've ever gone into a show. if this is the head writer. Now, I'm gonna still review Boonboomger. I mean, only like 3 people are gonna watch my Boonboomger videos now because that seems to be the average. It no longer hits 1K views within the first day it's out, like the rest of the other reviews I would normally do. So I guess Boonboomger is just not hidden for a lot of folks, or they're just not that interested in it just because it's being very safe. Well, the thing is, for King Oger, the head writer was Takahashi's understudy. So the reason why we were a little bit cautious about the head writer for King Oger was we thought it would be too serious in itself in that way. But we ended up being well, I ended up being wrong. I ate my words, and they definitely proved me wrong. And if there's one thing that I enjoy is actually getting proved wrong on something, because I tend to try being a smartass. So if I do get proven wrong, then I take that as a good challenge. It's nice. Sometimes it's nice being challenged. Can't have everything just spoon-fed to you. That's why I love the theory crafting. It's like a gamble. It's like, am I going to be right? Because it's satisfying when you're right. But when you're wrong, it's just like, unless they circumvent expectations and exceed what you thought what could have happened, that's some good shit right there. Let's see. Have you ever seen it? Not any of the stuff. What do you mean in particular? I've seen only a handful of this because I don't keep up with anime like I used to. I was definitely more into anime back when there wasn't an oversaturation in the market like there is nowadays. Now there's too many anime. It's too much. Don't know what to even keep up with. Let's see. Didn't one of the King Oger's writers do this? Well, the thing is, the King Oger head writer worked on 01 and X8 because those were Takahashi's shows. Like, King Oger had one head writer. One head writer. Or else they wouldn't be the head writer. If they had other writers, there would be guest writers. But King Oger had the one head writer that did the majority of the episodes. And the thing is, it's like the snack gimmick may be cool, the toy might be cool, but we'll see. I was very hesitant to end up getting the Gotcha driver, but once again, that's one of my buyer's remorse in general, is just that driver, because I don't do anything with that. It's terrible. I haven't even bought the cards in forever, which kind of goes into other things. But yeah, you know what? Let's have some fun here. I'm using Ultimate Revise here as a reference image for Photoshop to because I see the mouth on Ultimate Revise and I'm just like, that gives me ideas for it. So how do we want to describe Kamen Rider Gav? How do we describe Kamen Rider Gavv to Photoshop AI to give us what we're trying to make? So I'm still going to put in Kamen Rider, a superhero with a, are we thinking cat themed motive? I mean, we could do, let's see, with a dog / cat themed motif. Let's see. What else should we? What color scheme? What color scheme do we want to go for this photo? What should the color be for it? Because I'm like, we had like that neon green, we had red, we had pink, and blue, and then white, orange, purple, pink, and purple. I mean, that's literally just Revi's color scheme. Let's see. You know what? Gold sounds interesting, but I don't know if they would use gold on a base suit. I say that, and then there's Agito. Let's see. Purple and green color scheme. Let me put a sleek armored superhero, so that way they know to put armor. And let's see. Let's see what it cooks up. Let's see what it cooks up based off of that alone. And we wait. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? What the this is... Wow. Not exactly what I was expecting. Next. Oh boy. Oh. Why do I feel like this is a regular closet cosplay someone could just pull off? Someone could just make this shit. Wow. Okay. This one's definitely cooking more than the last one. Let's see what this third one is. Oh, just helmet explodes. Just full on helmet explodes. I like how they got the dick print right on this one. Like they know what they're doing. They got the dick print right on this suit. And I like how he's just wearing regular ass sneakers. Man's out here rocking regular ass sneakers. Jesus. Oh my God. This is it. This is totally it. Wow. Let me see. I'm gonna go with this. Now let's generate 3 more. Let's just see what it cooks up 3 more times. Then we're gonna pick one, and out of these, okay. Well then. Next one. Oh wow. Definitely building up on it. He kind of thick though. He kind of thick, but also just regularly rocking some boots with this one. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I don't know how I feel about any of this. We'll just take this one. Now, if we're going based off of these, look, I'll put on here which one you want us to try and work with. Which one can we try and work with and see on altering a little bit more. So this one would be 1. This one would be 2. This one would be 3. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. Let me know which one you want us to work with to try and modify and make it better. Let's see if we can add on more to this. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We got 2 3s. We got 2 1s. We got a third 3. We got 2 2s. We had a lot of twos. We got in a flood of twos. Man, ain't nobody want 5. Ain't nobody want this, man. But we got a lot of twos. Honestly, 2 does seem to scream the most writer-ish out of them all right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2. There's a lot of 2s out here. So this is gonna be the one we go on. The other ones are gone. All right. Let's fix this man's helmet. We're gonna fix this man's helmet. Let's see. Cat-based hero helmet with bug eyes. Let's see. This is how we start refining the AI. Oh, okay. All right. That's actually much better than I thought they were going to pull here. This is weird. This is weird as fuck. I kind of like this one. This is looking pretty good. This is pretty good. Look, I'll do 3 cats. I'll do 3 wolves. I'll do a chipmunk as well, just to throw a wrench in there. Okay. All right. All right. This one's going to give me nightmares for days. Look at this. Look at this face. Look at this. All right. That's not this one ain't it. This one's definitely it. Not it. All right, so we got 3 wolves. Let's do a chipmunk. Let's do chipmunk. Let's see what the chipmunk says. I've peaked. I've peaked. I don't think there's any way I'm ever gonna beat this image here. This is so weird. I don't think I'm ever gonna top this. This is like beyond peak. This is crazy. All right, let me see what else we got. How do you take chipmunk and make that? Like how? How do you do that? Okay, now this one ain't bad. This one ain't bad. Like this, like I think like these 3 here are like some good shit here. What let's see. So out of these 3 animals, unless someone wants to throw in another animal, like so someone just name a random animal. What random animal do you want me to try using for the next set of heads? Shark, falcon. I know some people definitely wanted some sharks. Let's see. See what we got here. Kind of magic we got cooking up. Why is the gap? Why is that mouth gap? This is terrible. This is terrible. My only issue with this is it's got the DreamWorks smile going on. This is... Why does he have the DreamWorks smile going on? This is the DreamWorks smile. All right, this one's not bad, but it's not practical. I don't see this ever working out. You know, I'm going to pick Grasshopper just to see if they give me something that actually resembles a Kamen Rider. It looks like a Mystic Knight. It's not bad. That looks nothing like a grasshopper. That looks like a fucking like antelope deer thing. All right, so look, we did this with 5 different animals. We got the 3 cats, the 3 wolves, the 3 chipmunks, the 3 sharks, the 3 whatever the fuck this is. Which animal do you think had the best helmet design out of them all? You know what? Just because you said a horseshoe crab, I want to see if it can comprehend what a horseshoe crab is. And not just a horseshoe and a crab together. Because I think that might break things. I think this is probably going to be cursed as fuck. This is probably going to be the most cursed ones. Oh my god. I hate how you could see that the guy's face in this. What is this? What is this? Yeah. I guess nobody's sleeping tonight, right? No one's sleeping from this. All right, so let's see. For the wolf one. So once again, it's like for those of you that joined a little bit later on here, these were the 3 cats, which I actually really like the 3rd cat design. These are the dog designs, which the wolf designs, which the middle one is the most cursed but looks pretty all right. And then for these chipmunks, this 3rd chipmunk is actually looks pretty good. Looks pretty goddamn good. No one wants the shark, especially not this shark. No one wants these beetles. No one wants whatever the hell this is. So I know I had a few folks actually say wolf. So really, these 3 designs are your favorites? A rabbit? Let's see. I can't really mix. I can just take a pre-existing design, a design that they have, and then try making it work. That's an aggressive looking bunny. Ooh, but the head looks really teeny tiny though. Yo, why this one actually look good though? So I don't know. Let's see which one of these animals. Okay, so let's do this. Let's narrow it down to 3 animals that we have on here. So I'm just going to go based off of the top 3 of what people pick. So just pick one animal, and whatever those top 3 are, we'll try and narrow it down, and we'll try seeing if we can make some fusions of some of these animals to go on from there, based off what we've seen we've got here. Shark, really? You still want to go with those ugly-ass shark designs? Chipmunk. Bunny. Man, a lot of bunny fans out here this time. I mean, when I think bite, I don't really think of a bunny. Look, these sharks just ain't doing it. None of these shark designs are really doing it. Meanwhile, this chipmunk and this cat, totally doing it right now. But not this wolf. Not this wolf. Dragon. We already got dragon. We got saber. Yes, we're trying to make Gav here. We're not trying to just make random OC. So let's see. We got a lot of wolves. We got a lot of bunnies. And I guess that's it. And then shark. So we're eliminating the cats, the chipmunks, the horseshoe crab. Well, I'm going to eliminate the crabs. I'm going to eliminate bugs. And I guess people want to just eliminate these. Look, I'm just going to keep the one chipmunk design and the one cat design just to leave them here. And then we got all the bunnies. But the thing is, once I rasterize one of these layers, that's the layer that reigns supreme. Oh, no, I already know what the theme is for Kamen Rider Revenant, so there's no need. I don't have to create an AI. I already drew that design ages ago. So let's use Cursed One here as a base. Wolf plus cat based hero. I'm gonna change this to hero biker style. No, or I'll just put regular hero helmet. I'm not gonna change that. With bug eyes. Okay, let's see. That's extra weird. That's disgusting. That's cursed as fuck. I don't like that at all. These are all bad. Let me put wolf plus you know, I'm going to change it from bug eyes to compound eyes just to see if it changes anything on there. Hold on, I'm going to put insect style compound eyes. Okay. Now that looks like something an actual furry would rock as their head. You can't tell me that's not no furry head. Why does it look like their tongue's an SD card? Like, what is in your mouth? But no, that doesn't line up. All right, I'm going to do wolf plus... Well, I'm going to go back to... this one. Chickmunk plus wolf. Based hero with... insect style. Compound eyes. And generate. What do we got? I do not like this at all. That looks pretty cool. I'll never see it as a writer design, though. I hate this. All right, I'm going to try shark plus wolf. Let's see what we get. Let's see what kind of crazy thing we cook up here. Oh my god, this is just a Halloween mask. This is not good. Why are you smiling so goddamn hard? This ain't. This is alright. This is alright. This ain't it. This is what you get when you cross a shark and a wolf. Is this. All right, so out of these weird combinations we had, should we keep the fusions or go back to the OGs? All right. So out of the OGs, which one do you think would work best for Gav? Or Gav? Gavu. I got to start pronouncing it Gavu, technically. I got to start getting into that headspace. The wolves? Man, y'all really loving these wolves. I just can't fuck with these designs. I do not like these wolves. Well, let's see if we can refine the wolf design. If we're gonna stick with wolf because of the whole biting scheme, then let's see. Wolf. Let me see if Photoshop understands the word tokusatsu. Style Henshin Hiro helmet with bug eye style visor. Let's go as Toku with the nomenclature as possible, just to see if we can get something. If it can comprehend what I'm trying to tell it. Now, this is just something out of Garo. It's like budget Garo. I'm going to have it generate a little bit more. Let's see. This is the CW's Garo. Okay, I think this might be my favorite one thus far. Okay, now we're definitely cooking. The AI is learning. I take that back. It forgot what it learned. Now, actually, to be fair, I can see the positives with this suit, with this helmet now. I didn't like it at first, but now that I see it and I can figure out where certain parts could go, it's actually learning. The second one, we got to fix this mouth up if we go with it. This one, I mean, we're still going to end up refining these a little bit more. But this one just looks like a stud. This one looks like it's going to fuck your mom. He even has a smile on it like, hello, what you doing? Like that smug ass smile just going on right there. Just out here doing it. This is the most cursed TokuTonic, and for anybody that just listens to these, you're missing out. Just anybody who's catching this on the replay and you're just listening to it, you're missing out if you're not watching along. You gotta watch along. All right, I'm gonna see if it'll generate like a couple more. So another set of 3. What we got? What we got? What we got? What the fuck is this? Why does he have a horse face? All right, I take that back. Maybe. We'll go back to the others and come back to you. But you are the most Toku of helmets seen so far. So far. This is the most Toku of helmets. I'm putting this one at like top contender. So look, we're gonna stick with Wolf because we're gonna try and refine some other points of these helmets. So the choice would be this is number 1. This is 2. This is 3. No. This would be 4. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. One, 2, 3, or 4. A lot of 1s, a lot of 4s. It's between 1 and 4. See, I really wish I could just make like the polls from here. And I don't think I can do it from my phone. Let me see. Let me go on here. Let's try making it easier on myself. Let me go on my YouTube, pull up the live stream, and not hear myself. There it is. Which helmet? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Here we go. Okay. Polls up. Let me pop this out. And kill this. So I can pull this up. So pretty much the big contenders are 1. This is 1. This is 4. This was 2. And this was 3. Now note, whichever one we go with, we're going to try putting in some finer details on here based off of the AI, just to try and make it look more like a proper Rider helmet. So we're going to go into all the fixings of this. We're going to design this fake Gavv ourselves. So let's see, 24 votes. It is leaning on 4. So we're going to go with 4. All right, the rest are gone. I'm now going to rasterize this layer, meaning this is now no longer this helmet, but it is this helmet. All right. So just so there is no take backs, we're going to merge the layers. No, I'm all by myself tonight. This is a solo stream. Everybody else decided to dip out. So I think the biggest thing that we need to fix up is the mouth on this. Because I don't know about y'all. I don't like this mouth. Not liking this mouth. All right. How should we describe this piece? So the AI can replicate what we're trying to make here without it being absolutely cursed. Because I bet if I just put ad lips, this is how we kill the stream tonight. Oh, wait, hold on now. That's a sexy mouth. They legit just gave it fucking a sexy ass mouth. That's not what I was expecting. I was not expecting this Rider to slay. To completely slay. Okay. All right. No, that first mouth was definitely getting it. That first mouth was definitely getting it. Let me see. I'm going to put in mouth guard. With armor. Just see. No. No. Kinda. A little bit. Not enough separation, so it's not doing it for me. Let's see. Okay, that's a little better. No. Nope, still not feeling it. I would think this is the best one in the bunch. Would y'all agree? At least out of the set that we've seen thus far. That fits the motif we're trying to make here. It is just a solo stream, Aaron. Okay. So we're going to stick with this one. Though I'm really going to miss this one. This was like the highlight mouth. This is like slaying. Now we're back to this one. All right. It's rasterized. Keeping it. Now we really got to do something about this chess piece, because this chess piece is just not doing anything for me. And I don't think it's doing anything for anyone else at all. So, should it be a big mouth? Like, what we thinking? What we thinking for the chess piece in particular? Remember, we're trying to make Kamen Rider Gavv here, using the power of AI. So I'm gonna highlight these portions here. Well, look, chess piece. We're working on the chess piece here. So let me see here. I'm just gonna put in cybernetic teeth chest plate with tongue. Just to see. Just to see. We can add the scarf at the end. That's like a minute thing. Ooh, engine. Nice. But it's not anything of what I was trying to do. Tongue scarf. I like that. I like that. All right. That's funny right there. It literally has a mouth with a tongue. Oh, that's just out there. All right, I'm gonna remove the tongue portion and just see what we got. Looks like they're beatboxing out with this one. Ooh, let me zoom out. Nah, too many fans. Hold on now. This looks pretty good. Yes, my dog is definitely barking upstairs. I mean, someone's either eating or she needs to go outside. All right, I think because this one's really good, I'm going to give it one more shot. Let's see. I'm just going to add the word bulky on here just to see if we can get this thing to not be so close to the chest. Because they're definitely streamlining it a lot. It's not doing anything that's bulky. Okay, this is a little bulkier. And this one's just beyond crazy. Now I gotta text a wife so she can to see if she can keep the dog quiet. All right. These aren't doing much for me. So I'm really just between this one. Like, let's go back here. I would say this one's my top contender. Because this first one, it's all right, but it's way too plain, I would say. But then there's tongue. So look, I'm gonna put in this as 1, tongue as 2, this first one here as 3, and I don't like the rest of these, so it's just gonna be 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3 that I'm gonna put up on here in terms of which chest plate. 1, 2, or 3. And I'm starting the poll now. Just to see what we got. So remember, this was 1. Shit, clicked out of it. Okay, here we go. So this one was 1. This one was 1. This one was 2. This one was 3. 2 just has like the most basic of designs. 1 is like the most bulkiest of the bunch, so I feel it works the best. Because it's not really close to the chest. I think tongue is losing because it's weird. It's a weird design. It's actually tied between 1 and 2. If we can get one more vote in there to skew it to either 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Like, this is... It keeps going back and forth. It's either tied or it's not tied. And with 26 votes, we're going with 1. So we're merging. And now what we're gonna do is, well, it wouldn't feel right. Let's even though they eat a lot of things in here. I'm just gonna add some fake abs. Let's see. Mechanical no. Armor abs. Let's add them armor abs. Let's see how this ends up playing out. What do you mean we encountered an issue? I guess that's not within their TOS of what I can put on here. Armored abdominals. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, that's just weird. What the fuck is even this? It's just knives. It's box cutters. Okay. You know what? This was a mistake. We're not doing this one. Nah. This one just goes away. I'm not even touching that. Nope. 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 Not even touching it. Not at all. We're going back. We're fixing this other shit. All right, we got to add something snack based on here. What junk food should we make the armors, the shoulder and arm armors based off of? What's the junk food? Doritos? Chips? Oh, I actually do like that. Hold on. Let me do something here. I'm gonna... Spoon armor. I just want to see. Like if the arm guards are just a fork and spoon, bet. The fuck is that? Is that spoon? Spoon. That looks all right. But that's not what I want. Spoon utensil based armor. Do I have to like start being literal? I guess that's the only way AI can learn. You got to be literal with it. There we go. There we go. We got an actual spoon. Okay, that's just so dumb it might actually work. Looks more like a ladle than a spoon. Yeah, that no. I kind of like this one. Oh, wait. This one's pretty seamless. This is pretty damn seamless. So look, we're gonna not this one. You're trashed. Not Mr. Ladle. These first designs were garbage. Not this one. So this is 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Which spoon? One, two, or three? I see it went pretty quickly. No one for one. No one wants that background spoon. You're just showing up back there. Scoop it up, eat it up, tear it up. The belt's the one that I'm most concerned about. That's why I'm saving it for like later, because I know that AI is gonna fuck up belt design. All right, we're going with two. Now I'm gonna make this one here based off of a fork, and I'm just gonna pick whichever one matches closer to that spoon design over there. Fork utensil based armor. Let's see what we got. Probably going to be pretty confused in terms of what I'm trying to do. Oh, this first armor actually works pretty well. I just don't see the fork. Don't see the fork. It might be very asymmetrical in design. Okay. Nah, it's a little off. This is pretty close, but I don't know what's going on with the hands here. So just because perspective, I'm going to stick with this one so we can move on to the shoulder arms here, which we had cake, Doritos, gummy bears. I mean, the main theme that we saw was jelly beans, right? So let's see what jelly beans. Actually, I've got to. If I'm trying to change both of these. Got to highlight both at the same time. So let's do jelly bean shoulder armor. Let's go. We're going to do a couple of jelly beans, a couple of potato chips. This is not what I was thinking I was going to get, but this actually looks pretty goddamn cool. Why is this shit looking just so nice? And then I take this back. Jelly bean, the food. I will say Saber is better than Gotchard. That's not even a hot take. Saber at least had the excuse of COVID. Gotchard has no excuses. I don't know. I think it's not trying to let me be wacky kooky with these designs. Well, I like Go Sager, I like Go Busters, and I thought Ninja was all right. Ninja's not the trash fire that I feel that the Toku community, especially those that are on Twitter, X, claim it to be. I don't think it's that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. So let's see here. I'm just gonna pick one of these armors because none of them are jelly beans. Actually, I'm just gonna put jelly bean. Let me see. Give me jelly beans. Give me jelly beans. The fuck? That just looks like balloons. That's it. That's it. That's the thing right there. It's a jelly bean dispenser. Keeping it. Keeping it. I'm not even letting y'all vote. We're keeping that one. That's the one right there. Jelly bean dispensers, boy. All right. This is where it's going to start getting a little weird because it is the belt. Based off of the description, it should be a hand cranked belt, but it should be a hand cranked belt buckle. That is shaped like a mouth with a bag of jelly beans in it. I'm being the most descriptive based off what we were given just to see how AI tries to cook it up. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Now that I don't know if people want jelly beans that are dispensed from his crotch. It's kind of weird. Why is it? Why is the mouth in prison? Oh my god! The mouth is literally in jail. It's like there's a mouth. It's got jelly beans. It's in jail. Wow. Okay. Amazing. Keep it going. What else you got, AI? Oh my god, it just keeps getting worse. There's nothing sus about this. There's absolutely nothing sus about this. You know, I'm just going to go with this one because it's very a certain kind of shapely. Oh, that just looks like the Disney driver. All right, this is like the closest thing we've gotten. But I don't like how it looks. Let's see. I'm just going to put belt buckle that is shaped like a wolf mouth with a bag of jelly beans in it. Okay. I'm going to see if we can get some wolf mouth up in this. Come on, AI. Let's see what you... It's just a regular ass buckle. That's the saddest looking wolf I've seen with a mouthful of jelly beans. All around me are familiar faces. I'm gonna give it one more shot. No. Maybe. Maybe. Nah. It's close. Look, I'm gonna eliminate this one. I'm... No. 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 We'll keep that one. Eliminating the rest. These are going to be our 4 contenders. These are going to be our 4 contenders. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. And this is 4 in terms of the voting. So, which buckle? 2, 3, and 4. There it is. The poll is up. I didn't think that this would take 2 hours, but it definitely has taken 2 hours. Haven't even gotten to the toy sales. But then again, since there's nobody else here to really discuss it too much, we can get into some nitty gritties in a little bit. So 1. Okay. I mean, it seems cemented. Send it there. Merge layers. Great. Now let me get that. I would care about changing the... Actually, we should change the feet armor to be a little bit better. I actually have to use the pen tool to make it seamless. I'm just going to put foot armor. Well, leg armor. Based on jelly beans. Actually, I'm just going to put jelly beans again, just to see what it says. That's weird. That is weird as fuck. Those are some very weird knees. Ow. I don't know about you, but these knees hurt me. They don't look like jelly beans. They look like blisters that are about to burst. This is the most cursed knees I've ever seen. I'm not. This looks like a disease. But I kind of want to keep it. Look, I'm going to do like a couple more. It's not a rumor. It's a tumor. Looks like Evangelion. This is too sleek of an armor. I like how I put jelly beans. It's just giving me armor. It's like it kind of knows what I want. Oh my god. Son about this one. Son about this or these that gets me. Also, they got some nub feet with this one. Should we? You know what? We're gonna go with tumor feet. They're gonna have the tumor knees. It fits. It fits. All right. Give me that. I'm gonna highlight this portion here. And put in tongue scarf. Just to see. Can it render me a tongue scarf? Like Greninja? What? No, that's not it. You're not doing it. You're not being smart about it. Can't do it. It's not rendering. All right, let me try this a different way. Scarf based on human tongue. And what? It's not giving me what I want. Look, I just want a Greninja style scarf. I bet if I just put scarf, it might get it. Why is that the closest? That's the closest thing you've done. Now give me more of it. Yeah, I need this to be a... Let's try this again. Give us some more perspective. Let's go, if it can flow into the wind, sure. Red scarf blowing in wind. Let's see. It changed the whole chest armor. But I kind of like it. I don't like that one. I like the scarf, but I hate the armor. I'm not feeling that one. You know what? If I can just take this. Okay, all right. Starting to cook here. Give me a hot second. This is me actually doing some Photoshop work real fast. And trying to fix some of the AI portions of this. So this is where I actually have to go and use the pen tool to properly highlight everything. Welcome to me actually doing Photoshop stuff. This is what I do on the regular when I'm doing YouTube videos. Not the AI stuff. AI stuff is generally just for shits and giggles. Nothing properly to do with the content that I make. If I use it, it's usually just to extend the background or something like that, but nothing really further than that portion. Then again, I don't really profit off the stuff. I'm just doing this stuff for fun. But I'm just trying to isolate the scarf while maintaining the proper background here. And then we'll do the corrections if we need to. This is kind of like Bob Ross painting, but this is Bob Ross. This is Zio Agito photoshopping. So we're just going to make this this little anchor point here. And this little anchor point is going to be a make or break point for how this is going to seamlessly flow with each other, but it's going to be our little secret. You don't let anybody know about this anchor point. This anchor point is only here for me and you and anybody else that is watching this stream. It's not for anybody else. It's just this anchor point and all these other anchor points that we have. Great. That's deleted. Okay. That's pretty good. That now flows a lot better. So I'm feeling that one. Now all it's missing is a hand crank on the belt. So we're just going to do this. Hand crank. We still haven't even gotten to the sales numbers. What are you talking about? That's one crank. It's two crank. Three cranks. I'm not going to be picky on the hand cranks. All right. And it's there. It's done. We have made Kamen Rider Gavv really just a weird ass thing. So yeah, we did it, y'all. So I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that in the background here. Saving the image. And then for anybody that's on the Discord, I'm about to go on there and post the image for y'all to spread misinformation about Gav. To just completely spread misinformation about this thing. I'm about to share the actual image on the Discord server in arts and graphics. Just to completely spread misinformation. If they ask questions, just you missed the stream. You missed the stream where we created this monstrosity. And there it is. It is now up for everybody to get it in its high quality glory. Though most people are gonna know that it's AI art, but whatever. That's fun. Now, let's get into some of these sales numbers, shall we? Okay. So the big thing is we got these new quarter numbers popping up for Kamen Rider and for Sentai. So Gotchard is here. And it's it ain't doing so hot. It ain't doing so hot. So look, Kamen Rider Gotchard out the gate actually came out very, very strong, 7.7. But I think a lot of people were riding the high of the cards for the series. But I do feel that it's a shared sentiment about the show just really reaching its apex very early on. Pretty much the entire high point of the show was the gimmick itself. And then if the show itself is not going to sell you on the gimmick, then there's no point to it. The gimmick kind of lost its luster. I don't see that many people jumping into the card bandwagon anymore. Not that many people jumping into just buying all these booster cards, trying to do the randomized unboxings of cards. This was something that when we first found out the gimmick, we were thinking that was going to be like a weekly thing. People were just going to open packs nonstop on YouTube. That was going to be how they were going to get their clicks and stuff like that, just to see what their pulls were going to be. And no, that ended up not being the case at all. Sure, it was kind of the case the first couple of weeks of the show, but then afterwards, people started watching the show and they saw that the show was nothing. So they didn't care about the cards at all. Because this is it's going in its downward trend, but this is like the steepest decline that we've seen in a show like this first quarter to the second quarter of its release. Revice had a very similar drop, but I mean, Vice stamps, not many Vice stamps really coming out, and it just kept going lower from there. Geats at least had the boost of Shin Kamen Rider and all the other things going on within that time frame, but Gotchard really is just cards, because the attachments that they have for the driver are literally just that, attachments for the driver. There's not really a need to buy multiple gotcha drivers. I would say that no one's fully inclined to buy multiple gotcha drivers just to put the separate attachments on there, like they were with the Desire drivers, putting in all of those different like buckles on there. Let's see. I love that Gotchard was meant to be a cash cow season, and so far it's not doing great in sale. That's the thing. It's like there's a lot of margin in cards, meaning that cards cost pennies for the company to actually produce versus the amount of dollars that they are selling them for. So to me, this means realistically that Gotchard's cards are selling worse than plastic. They really are. No one cares about the collectible aspect of them. Iguto, you're probably like one of the few people with them bricks like that. And it's not that the card gimmick is fundamentally bad. It's really not. I think the issue is that people lost the desire from the show itself. They didn't do much with it. And I started cooking up in my head if I want to make a video that would break down rewriting Gotchard in terms of how I would fix the concepts of Gotchard so it can be more palatable for an audience and actually sell this gimmick to folks. And I already have several ideas in mind. It's just putting it into video form and then making it work with my busy schedule. But there's a lot that could have been done that they just didn't do. But it is pretty weird that it's just going that far down. And so far from what we know about Gotchard, what else are we getting? Like the Alchemist driver unit is not factored into this. It's going to be for the next quarter. And then we've got all these set of other cards. Now, if anything, they're probably going to end up releasing a special red variant of the Gotcha driver just for Daybreak. And that's probably how they could get a boost in numbers, but I don't think that's going to help them that much. So yeah, in terms of sales, honestly, like it did good because of the fact that in terms of margins, it's just paper cards. There's not much to go with there. Boonboomger, on the other hand, is not changing the game when it comes to its toy sales. Daybreak was cool for the 2.5 episodes that it appeared in. But yes, Boonboomger is trending in the same vein as King Oger, which both of them starting off the gate lesser than Dombros, but Dombros didn't really have much going on into its second quarter of being out there. But it picked back up the sales and it ended up bucking the trend when it came to Super Sentai. Boonboomger right now ain't doing too much. Hopefully it can get up to the King Oger numbers during that second quarter. And then if it doesn't get the 1.0 and the 1.1 that King Oger did in its last half of the season, because remember, the big issue that King Oger had during its second half was that there was nothing. We had nothing besides the full action Kyoru. I don't even know why I'm still wearing headphones. No one else is on here. This was all they had in Q2. That was it. That's all they had in the second half of it. And it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. But they should have done more. They should have done more. And they didn't have more mecha in King Oger. In a show made with the mecha in mind, they didn't have enough. So look, as much as I don't care for Goanger, Tokuger, things like that, honestly, I would say that if they want to raise up these Boonboomger sales numbers, they got to re-release the Go On Your toy line, but just make it like actually implementable with the Boom Boomger Robo. Same thing with the TokuTonic mech. All of that. Just do it. If you're not going to release any more gimmicks, focus on all of the anniversaries that are coming out to maximize on profits. Because right now, Sentai is definitely not a moneymaker for Toei. It clearly isn't. We just need more stuff going on with this. And I do think the changes for the Boomboomgers was a step in the right direction, but I still feel that in order for it to properly work and get utilized correctly, maybe just have changes for every single one of the Sentais. So yeah, look, I would really like to dive more into the numbers, but obviously I don't have the rest of the panel here, so I might save this again for a rainy day once we get Marg and Ash and Cloudy back in here to fully discuss them. But for now, those are just my quick thoughts on things. But we still do have a little bit left in the stream, so I will say this. If anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you would like for me to address, feel free. I mean, since this is a solo stream tonight, we'll make this into an AMA for what we got left on here. Just to kill some time and move things from there. Bring back individual. I agree. Though it's cool that the weapons in themselves could technically have their own forms and shapes. The fact that 3 of the Boomboomgers use one weapon and then the other 2 use a different one, not much. How many times do I dye my hair? So I touch up my roots every month and a half or so. So the thing is, sometimes in videos you can start seeing that my roots start coming in. Like right now, they're a little bit in. I wait for it to get about an inch in, and then I have to bleach it and then do the dye and all that stuff. And yeah, so it's every month and a half usually. Let's see. I don't watch One Piece, so I can't comment on anything One Piece related. How do I feel that I finally have a sponsor? So the thing is, like, so Rogue Energy, they are it's good that they reached out, and it's funny. It's honestly hilarious that right after I make the Boomboomger video with Wild Deno talking about how do you expect to get like sponsors via like what form of contact do you use, and I said email, almost right after that is when I get the email from Rogue Energy about the sponsorship type thing. So that was the whole funny thing was right after that Boomboomger video 2 weeks ago, I got an email from them going like, hey, we're Rogue Energy and blah, 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 blah. So I was just like, I don't know too much about y'all. Let me get the, let me try y'all out. See what, if y'all taste good, if you taste good, then I'll give y'all a shot. So, I mean, I cut a promo for it in the last Boomboomger video. Watch it. I definitely put a lot more effort into the last Boomboomger video than I have a lot of like reviews recently. Because, I mean, you get John Toei, you get Sanchez, you get Space Fives, besides Wild Deno, you also get Morphin Black, all in one Boomboomger video. It's all there. So I definitely put a lot of effort into just cranking that out. But yeah, there's a lot of different beverages that they offer outside of energy drinks. There is also just hydration drinks, and there is also like the chill out formulas. So the drinks that will slow you down a bit. So yeah, that was something that was mentioned in the last video. There is a link in this description for my referral link if you want to check out Rogue Energy, and there is a discount code on there. Just use ZO at checkout to get 10% off of your purchase. So yes, that is what's going on with Rogue Energy. Any other questions that we have? Hot take: anniversaries kind of suck, with the exception of Gokaiger. So Gokaiger was originally going to go much harder as a season, but I think, what was it? The earthquakes that Japan had around that same time made them rewrite it to be a little bit more friendlier of a season than it actually was intended to be, because that's usually how it goes. They have a plan for a hardcore season. Some sort of disaster hits either Japan or the world, and they're like, let's slow our shit down. So things kind of vary in terms of those aspects. Is Hotaro a Mary Sue? Not entirely. He hasn't. He's very close. He's technically the male equivalent would be a Gary Stu, but he's close, but not as much, because or else he would have already broken the mold way earlier. He's gotten broken a lot of times in the early shows, but not as he's definitely not a Palpatine. He's definitely not a Rey Palpatine, because she's not a Skywalker. I'm still mad about the sequel trilogy, because the Palpatines won. Skywalker's lost. Who's worse, Iki or Hotaro? Iki is a background character, and that was intentional. Hotaro seems to have been trying to be the main character, and then everybody else was just better than him. So Hotaro is worse. Will Spanner get more L's? Yes. I guarantee that Spanner will get more L's. Let's see what else we got. Any other questions? What is my rating on Godzilla -1? I enjoyed the film. That little girl child actress that they had over there, one of the best actresses I've seen. She's probably like 2 years old when she was doing this. Could just drop the emotion on a dime. Better actress than anybody in Gotchard except Atropos. Like a lot of them, just like, I feel like these kid actors definitely know how to do it right this time around, and it definitely works out in their favor. But it definitely was a good film. I would give it a solid, like a 9 out of 10. So it would be an A rating from me. Let's see. Do I miss the old style drama camera work in Kamen Rider? Absolutely. Absolutely. I will stay a Heisei 1 purist. I prefer the style of Heisei 1 over Heisei 2, and Reiwa just feels like a Heisei 2 extension. Like, it's not that dramatic of a difference. Of course, there's been changes on it due to, obviously, 2020 being into effect, but Heisei 1 just feels like you were watching some really good J or some really awkward J drama. It varies depending on the season, but it really just felt like you were watching a J drama that just ended in a hero fight at the end. It didn't feel like it was something that was completely marketed towards children, and that's what set it apart more from what we saw with the later seasons, which is why I still prefer the Heisei 1 writers to the other ones that came afterwards. Let's see. What are some of the things that you don't like about Reiwa writer seasons? So it's something that technically is an extension of Heisei 2, because it's either the too many writers or too many forms problems. And you can give or take that scenario on any given week, and it would apply to virtually most of the shows. Not all of the shows, but most of the shows. where they would either suffer from too many characters or too many gimmicks to do. And the gimmick aspect is literally what I feel. It's like a give and take. Toei and Bandai are making so much money from the gimmicks that the writer seasons have had post decade, but at the end of the day, that cheapens the shows because there's so much of the show that's centered around the gimmick aspect of them, to the point that they have to make that a central storyline piece. And that kind of hampers the creative work of the head writers. So that's the thing. As they start getting more gimmick heavy, that starts affecting pretty much the creativity levels of a writer. How bad is your Toku debt this year? Pretty light. Because like I said, I've been very broke this year. I already foresaw it going into things. Out of what I've purchased this year, it really has just been Fang Memory. My pre-order for the next Fies gear, which would end up being $450 once that comes out. Then there is the Garo Ken that I pre-ordered last year, because once again, if you pre-ordered it before, it doesn't count until it actually comes out. So since the Garo Ken comes out this year, that's another thing that I got this year, that I will be getting this year. And then, I mean, I got the Zillion Driver, which I really want to make a video of the Zillion Driver, comparing it to the Vision Driver. So that's another thing that I got this year. So it's not too bad. It's only like $700, $800 so far, give or take. All right. So any other questions that anyone has for me? Yes, so far. Keyword so far. Great. People just out here. Let's see. Do you feel that people are starting to underappreciate Heisei Phase 1, especially Fies? Used to hear so many people call bad. So this is my thing. It really just depends on what generation you came into this franchise. Because for a lot of folks, even if I consider the show that you first started with, whoever you are that's watching this right now, if I consider whatever show you first started with as mid or not great or anything like that, that first show, your first writer show, your first Sentai show, is probably going to hold a special place in your heart that I can never take away, and no one can ever take away from you. And I get that. Because that's how it is for a lot of folks, is whatever was your gateway Toku show, you have some sort of appreciation for it because it got you into this fandom. It got you into this community. So there's nothing that can get taken away from that. That being said, whatever first got you into this franchise, normally the first thing that you would try seeking out would be similar shows. So for those that jumped in during Heisei 2, a lot of the similar shows would have been those Heisei 2 shows. For me, I got into it during Heisei 1. So at the time that I was getting into it, Hibiki was airing, but I went on the back path and watched Fies. And then once Kabuto started airing, I started watching Kabuto literally episode 1 that first week, week to week. So I was watching Fies and Kabuto essentially concurrently. And that started building up my personal taste for how I like Kamen Rider, was Fies and Kabuto. So I started watching everything else and listening to what the community was saying at the time, in which case they were like, look, Agito is peak. You don't want to watch Agito yet because Agito is going to ruin all your other shows because you're going to be comparing everything to Agito because that's the greatest show. That was the opinion during that time period. And then I watched Agito and I was like, you're right. I love this show. It's amazing. It is indeed peak. But then after a while, the years go by, and part of the reason why my name is Zio Agito is because Agito was my favorite show. But then the nostalgia hit in, and my love for Fies started raising its head, and Fies became my favorite show again. So I will say that people just have different tastes based off of what was their gateway Toku into things. So and look, there are a lot of Toku content creators, but there are only a minuscule handful that got really, really big. And why is Mark here? And then Mark just shows up. And I can't even hear you, Mark. You got to fix your mic settings. Yeah, I still don't hear you. He's just out here, just not saying anything. It looks like he's trying. He's trying. Well, while Mark figures that out, I will just say, once again, bigger Toku-tuber content creators out there, they've been around for a while. Well, some of them have. Some others piggybacked off of the backs of others.
There we go.
But, all right.
All right. Did I fix it?
Yes, you did fix it. You did fix it.
I was like, oh, I'm not going to let you do a solo stream. That's unacceptable.
Yeah,
and you're talking money.
I've already been here for I've been here for 2.5 hours by myself. What are you talking about?
I saw that. I saw you were live. I'm like, it's 11:30, and I was like, what the hell? And then I went and rewound. I'm like, oh, no one showed up. I was like, fuck that. Mark's here, talking spending money. I mean, come on now.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just finish answering this question. So, once again, some people form opinions based off of those that have the higher follower count, and if your subscriber count is pretty big, look, Margo Satsu is entitled to his opinion, what he does out there. He does make some long form videos that I use myself to refresh myself when I don't feel like rewatching a whole show that I have already watched. But I will say that my opinions do differ from his, and most people's opinions, probably once you actually watch the show yourself, will decide on your own how you feel about the show. But others just take his opinion as face value. Even though nowadays he does say, make your own opinions and watch the show for yourself and things like that. But there are some people that won't actually watch the show themselves and just go based off of, his opinions to form their own opinions. But that's why I now end a lot of my videos by saying, those are my thoughts. What are yours? What did you think? So on and so forth, because you should make your own opinions. And then Mark goes mute. Okay. Now we can talk money, Mark.
Oh, no. I muted so you could... I don't know my headset settings because I'm using my phone, even though I have my gaming laptop, but I don't want to wake people up. Listen, I'm on the farm. I'm like in the middle of nowhere. Connecticut. I'm in the middle of freaking nowhere right now.
Oh, believe me, that was me last night, except I had like terrible storms in the front of me and in the back of me. It was bad.
Yeah, so everyone at VC it. I was like, oh, maybe I'll jump in. And I'm like, I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't feel that social.
So, yeah, in terms of financials.
But no, go. I was in that category.
Of which category? Hold on, you broke up for like a second.
I know. No, I was looking because I know you were talking about the Heisei stuff when you got into it, and it's like when they first started, like especially phase 2 when they started the gimmicks. I'm shocked at Boonboomgers right now for their quarter 1.
Yeah.
I see people buying the Boonboomger toys like crazy.
I mean, it could just be that either the profit margin just isn't that great, or it literally is just not selling the numbers. Maybe
Yeah,
cars
well, I
just aren't
know
as
a
hype as
majority.
bugs.
Well, a lot of the cars are just now coming out. The only thing they had during Q1 was like the big bundle with the DX Robo with the changer. But now that the police cars are out, I think those count towards Q2. And all the construction ones just came out. And then all the mini plot and the candy toy, the SG, the Gashapon, and they're doing a bigger set for DX that comes with more cars. That got announced. So I think Q2 is gonna be I think it'll be bigger. I don't think it's gonna dip off yet down from 1.5.
Hyper Turbo Fox, the Gimmick era technically did not start with Kabuto because those came as a singular belt. You didn't buy additional Zectors. They all came with their own changers. A Gimmick is something that is standalone that you attach to the previous like thing. The Rider belt came with the Zectors. So it was all standalone. Technically, yes, the Gimmicks started with Decade because you didn't get all the cards with the pack. You had to get supplemental cards.
And contrary to what people think, Blade, their Gimmick cards came with action figures, but you just bought the whole deck of cards. And most of the cards came with either the Rouser or the Driver.
Yeah, so it was well after the fact. So yeah, Decade started the trend that Heisei 2 definitely doubled on, and then not intended, but and then Reiwa, just continued down the trend.
Reiwa's just Gimmick.
So how do you feel about the decline that Gotchard got with its toy sales?
Not after Gotchard.
Yeah, because Gotchard went from 7.7 to 6.3.
I'm not even shocked because it's cards. They also didn't have anything come out, and then they started making those little like Kemi characters that came with the cards, but they didn't do them for all of them. They haven't really had a lot of toy releases. And honestly, I don't think anyone cares about all the different attachments for the Driver.
They don't. I mean, I don't think anyone cares enough about the show to buy a separate Gotcha Driver just to display those gimmicks.
Dude, on Bai right now on Mercari, you can get the Driver for like 20. I think I've seen a couple go for like $28. And I was like, I've never seen Drivers fall off like that while the show is airing. Because it was like that with Geats. The Desire Driver didn't really drop in price drastically until after the show was over, and even then it was still in the 30s. But for the Gotcha Driver going down to $28, $25, $30, and this was a couple weeks ago it started. So in the late 20s, halfway through the show, the Driver is just easily available.
Yeah, that's crazy because I know at least for Geats, as much as like we shat on it in the second half, like I bought 2 fucking Desire Drivers because I wanted to display those fucking buggers.
Yeah. Well, we got that good deal.
Yeah, well that too.
Yeah, because there's no real. And
I guess Ikuto out here that already has 3 Gotcha Drivers wants more Gotcha Drivers. Well, go for it.
What are you trying to do? Throw bricks through people's windows? Like, what are you going to do with all that?
Let's see. People keep telling me that the characters in Den-O are good, but Ryutaro is annoying. And no. Den-O's not great. It's decent. And that's it. It's not outstanding. And it definitely had the most closed ending out of any Heisei 1 show. It wasn't bittersweet like most of the shows. It doesn't leave you like with questions that you know you're not supposed to get answered. That like empty feeling inside that most Heisei 1 shows ended with. Den-O ended just okay. And I was like, great, I'm fine not having any more of this show. And then you saw how that went. We kept getting more of that show.
I mean, Cosmic Killer's not wrong, though. Ryutaro was kind of annoying. I wouldn't say pathetic, but like, I found them annoying.
He's annoying when you come off of Tendo, and that's the thing. The tonal whiplash you get coming off of Tendo Soji.
Yeah.
with Ryotaro, it's like, no.
I'm curious. TokuBunk said Desire Driver is good, but it don't work after a year. It's like, well, the Desire Driver, like, it's the gimmicks that I don't know. Mine still works, and it's been over a year.
Yeah, I have no issues with mine. You check your batteries to make sure they're not leaking battery acid onto the terminals to mess them up.
Also, what are you doing with your Desire Driver if it's breaking after a year?
Also, did you make sure that your batteries just weren't dead, so you're not buying an extra one, like a certain blah blah something?
It's oddly specific.
And look, I'm just saying. Man bought a second one just because he thought it broke. It just needed to change out the batteries.
Yeah, I'd get another Gotcha driver if the nice Daybreak one doesn't get released.
I would think the Daybreak one probably is going to get released around the time of the summer film.
Yeah, it'll be premium Bandai probably. I think that's also hurting the sales. All the premium Bandai stuff, especially for Kamen Rider, I think that hurt. And then the amount of like just how they're releasing the cards. And then you factor in no one bought that Valva Rush thing. That thing was garbage. Like I don't know anyone who has that. So I'm trying to think what Gotchard had that would make them some money besides the cards, and it's like nothing. The Sotos fell off. They're done doing premium Bandai versions of the candy toys already, and they only did it like 4 times.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Ryotaro or Wataru? I would go Wataru. I mean, it's not even a fucking decision between Ryotaro and Wataru.
No,
it's not.
Listen, the Red Gotchard driver, like I'll buy that. Listen, you guys will be shocked when you guys find out my Toku debt this year.
That is until Cloudy outdoes you.
We've been buying the same stuff. Like, I think we're going to be neck and neck for totals.
That could change. There's still time.
I know. Listen, if they release anything Garen King form related or CSM and CSG for Langle, it's like, because I already got my CSM for Chalice pre-ordered.
Ooh, Ikuto, you definitely need an intervention. You spent $500 on Gotchard.
I plead the Fifth Amendment on how much I spent on cards.
Well, I think for him, it seems to be mostly drivers because he already has like 3 Gotcha drivers.
Oh. I bought retail boxes full of booster boxes. That I got all the cards. Listen, I'm like the king of duels for Gotchard now.
Progress keys were the shit. You know what? That would be a nice bracket fight. Is the gimmicks, the individual gimmicks of Heisei 2 and Reiwa. Let's see which one reigns supreme.
As much as I want to vote for them, I feel like the Wizard Rings would get knocked out first round.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't vote for those myself. I'm very partial towards the Progress keys myself, but the Ride Watches might win it for me because they're
as much as I hate that season, I love the Ride Watches.
Yeah, the Ride Watches were a really good fucking gimmick.
But then again, the Gaia memory for the freaking Fang Joker, I feel like that alone, if we're doing like specific ones or the gimmicks as a whole, it's like, ooh, that's be tough. Yeah. Like there's some stuff where it's like that just sweep everything.
But then you have the ugly ones like the Extreme Memory, which I'm not a big fan of. So
I don't like that form. But also the Wonder Eyed books, I like those a lot. Those are probably my favorite gimmick.
Let's see. Vice stamps, they vary based off design, but I mean, I do have a good amount of them. So, but that might be a bracket fight once we get things more situated. Once we get more back to normalcy on here, because I know everybody's been having issues recently.
Yeah, I should be good around the end of the month and get everything like refocused.
Let's see. I did buy the Chimera Bell. I did get the Juga Driver, and that is a very ugly vice stamp. I will tell you that that
Yes.
vice stamp is ugly as fuck. The belt's nice, but that vice stamp is ugly.
Yeah. But okay, do we count the Gifu stamp as a gimmick? Because it wasn't used on the driver.
Yeah, it doesn't go on any of the drivers, so no.
Because that's the best thing to come out of that show besides the final form Rex one. Because I like that one because they combine it to like a T-Rex face.
Yeah.
But that Gifu stamp, that's the best thing they released for that whole entire show.
I thought the rolling vice stamp was nice.
I didn't. No, I didn't buy that.
I have it somewhere. Where the hell do I have that? Where do I have that? I don't even see it anywhere on my shelf.
It's only because after Saber, I said I wasn't going to go for a completionist for gimmicks. And so I only got the original 10 vice stamps, and I got the holder like George always had. And then I got a few individual ones later on, like the final form in this. And other than that, I was like, no, I'm not buying all the gimmicks for this freaking season.
Yeah, I really don't know where my rolling vice stamp. That's weird. I don't know where I tossed that. Oh, I see it. It's behind my Arkle, the
Nice.
Kuga belt. So let's see. I mean, look, I get what the gimmick's supposed to be. It doesn't mean it's a nice looking gimmick.
So I'm looking at the result was Q1 for Gotchard, the highest sale, because like I'm on my phone, so I care. That's the highest sales out of all of them so far for Reiwa, isn't it?
No, because 0-1.
Oh, I thought that was a 6.
8.9.
Oh, I thought it said 6.9, and I was gonna be like, nice.
No, that's Geets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 0-1 came out the gate swinging, but it was kind of riding off the back of ZO. So
yeah.
So Gotchard,
and it was a new era, so I think everyone was really hyped up for that.
Yeah. I mean, a new era, so people are definitely hyped. But Gotchard started off strong, but that's the steepest drop that we've had between one quarter to the next.
Q1 for Gotchard still was better than all of Geets, and you figure with all those freaking buckles, like especially all the anniversary rider buckles and everything else they released, you figured they would have had higher sales.
That's actually the funny part about it all. With how much praise Geets got within the community, it didn't translate to sales.
No. At the day, that's all that matters to Toei, so.
Yeah.
More card gimmicks in the future, probably.
Unless Gotchard falls off the face of the earth when it comes to sales. If it ends like the third and fourth quarter in like the 3s, then they'll probably reconsider cards.
Yeah, Q3 will be interesting because that's when all the legend stuff and his final form stuff that just came out and stuff like that will take effect. So I'm curious if that even helps, because I hope legend to show up ever again, because I caught up on Gotchard and I wish I didn't.
Yeah. See, that's the entire thing. Yeah, those last couple episodes, it's just legend.
You downplayed how upset I was going to be, because I was already upset when I was on the live stream, and then I went and I watched it in the hotel room, and I was like, no, this is worse than what was described to me. Watching it in motion just made it 10 times worse.
Believe me, I had so many crises while during that live stream, especially once I found out that it wasn't over yet. I was like, I thought this was a 2-parter. Why is it still going on?
The downside is I don't hate watch Gotchard. It's hard to describe. It's like I'm still optimistic. Like I still want to enjoy it. I still want it to be good, because I don't want a show to be bad.
Look, I mentioned this on my Discord the other day on VC. I would purposely pick ZO to watch on Toku Rewind just to hate watch it.
I couldn't even hate watch that.
Because I'm like, some other seasons, I'd probably just be bored watching them. But Zio, I would feverishly hate while I'm watching it. So.
Nah, I couldn't do it. You should make Zio be a sub goal. Like, okay, if I hit X amount of subs on Twitch, then it'll be added to the list, because I won't watch that for free. I'm sorry. You got to pay me.
I'll put that as the goal after we finish Toku Rewind Remix after these shows. We're watching Power Rangers Samurai and Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Ooh, for the second one, not the first one.
Yeah. So after we're done watching Shinkenger and B-Fighter, we're just going to watch the American adaptations of them, because everybody in chat just keeps saying, you know what this you know how Samurai did this? You know how Samurai? And I was like, now I'm morbidly curious.
I tried watching Samurai. I watched the first couple episodes, but that was the era of Power Rangers where, like, I didn't care about Power Rangers.
Yeah. Why do I hate ZO so much? Did you watch any of the previous seasons before ZO? Because if you did, and then you watch ZO, you will know that he fucks up so much of their storylines, especially Heisei 1 storylines.
Yep. That season is the reason why I took a break from watching Kamen Rider for a couple of years. I was like, I don't want to watch this. I was like, I need a break. Why did they ruin everything?
Yep. It's like, man, some of these, it's like they were bittersweet endings that didn't need answering. I went several years in life accepting that the ending was the ending, and I grew to accept that I didn't need an answer to their finales, because of the way that's the way that they were designed. A lot of these Heisei 1 shows were meant to leave us longing but accepting the fate that we were dealt by watching what we watched. And then Zio was just like, no, we're going to give you an answer. Yeah. No, stop.
That's
why Zio is that.
And the worst thing is, it's like my favorite gimmick, one of my favorite gimmicks, but then some of the like great forms like Oma Zio and this, that. It's like, you gave us all these good forms, great gimmicks, and then you just horribly retconned the finale of so many shows.
Yep. That was the worst part of it.
I won't forget them for what they did to Blade and how it made no sense.
Blade got messed up. Kabuto got messed up, because I'm just like, no, Kagami, this is character assassination for Kagami. Like, the entire part was for him to accept that he's not Tendo and to be his own man. And then he gets the Kabuto Zector and he's like, finally. And I'm like, no, you had a whole character arc in the show for why, like, you became your own guy. And this regressed you as a character. Yeah, it's not good. It ain't good. And then, yes, Aqua, because I remember really falling into the Aqua lore when we had that with the O's film. And then I was like, okay, this is exciting how we're doing this. Oh, they're bringing it back for Z. Oh, great. Let's see how this. Oh. Okay. Not feeling it. So, yeah. ZO definitely screwed the pooch on a lot of things.
Yeah, it did.
What they did to Chase, yes. It's another thing. It's like, pretty much, it's like, if you watched all of the Heisei shows leading up to ZO, and then you watch ZO, and then you saw what they did. And the thing is, it's like, for me, not watching Hibiki, but knowing enough about Hibiki, and then seeing what they did to Hibiki in ZO, I was like, man, I feel bad for Hibiki fans. It's like, what happened to Asamu? What is this? What are y'all doing?
And as someone who will defend Hibiki, which is actually, like, I think worse than me trying to tell people why Blade is great, like, it's tough defending Hibiki. Even I was like, man, Hibiki ended good. Like I tell her, just make it through the first half, please. Just tough it out, and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why ZO's not great, but it is great for sales numbers.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason why we're still getting ride watches to this day. It's one of the only like anniversary gimmicks that still keeps coming back. Have I been buying those? No, because I need more like
Yeah, I bought that too.
ride watch dices.
Again,
you like broke signal for like a second.
I have to get those. I have to get the dices for the ride watches. I know. Listen, you don't understand. I'm
yeah,
legit
it's like
in the
me trying to do a live stream on one of my Discord calls while I'm driving for one of my locations.
Yeah.
So,
like even on Wi-Fi, I'm like, even on Wi-Fi, it's trash. It's just
it ain't good.
No.
What about Ranger keys for Sentai? Well, yeah, because Gotchard had the re-release for the 10th anniversary like 2 years ago. So because of that, yeah, more Ranger keys. We got more of these in people's hands, but they won't release another reissue of the Memorial mobile rights, which I want really badly because I missed out on that one.
I'm so glad I didn't get a Super Sentai soon, like earlier, because I watched that. I think I watched Gokaiger like 2 years ago, and I'm glad because like I would have spent money and got all those keys.
Getting yourself the treasure chest just to put them all in.
Yeah, well, I got the movie that came with the ship. I don't know why. Like I was like, oh, that's cool. I want it.
Makes sense. I would have as well.
Yeah. But accidentally I had to buy it through the website that's overpriced. So I did not get a good deal on it.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so chat, any other questions before we leave y'all for the evening? After we made a peak AI art.
I know. After this is over, I'm gonna go back and watch the rest of the stream. I did it the other night too when I jumped in really quick. I was like, all right, well, I'm in the desert, middle of nowhere. Let me rewatch it from the beginning. And I was like, it's good streams.
Let's see. Why do I dislike Breaking Bad? Look, I just heard really bad things about the last season of Breaking Bad. So when I was watching Breaking Bad, look, Breaking Bad was already over when I got into it. And we watched all the way up until that last season. We watched like the first episode of the final season, and something just didn't feel right. So we were like, nah, this ain't it. We're just gonna leave it at that. And we were none the wiser to not continue on.
Yeah, I made a conscious effort after last time and the peer pressure. Like, I can't say a show's bad or I don't like it or I hate it if I haven't actually watched it. So I will be starting in June watching Breaking Bad.
I might later on watch the final season, but I don't know. A lot of people said that it fundamentally like was not great for the season. A lot of the characters like felt very off from how they were from the beginning of the show to it. So I don't know if they just had change in writing staff or what. So, but Better Call Saul like went on for like a while. Like that's a lot more episodes than Breaking Bad, I think.
Yeah, was it Better Call Saul, like a lawyer drama comedy type show?
Yeah, but it's like a spin-off that takes place before Breaking Bad, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was.
I feel like lawyer shows always freaking last longer because those are just easy to watch and easy to digest type shows. It's like Cops. Oh, I could watch Cops all day.
Mm.
Or Law and Order.
It's just comfort food.
Yeah.
So, well, anything else besides Breaking Bad, chat?
Megadong, do you think there'll be a pickle rider? Listen, if this Gav or Gav or whatever is food related, if there's not a pickle one, like that's just a trash show right off the bat.
Gavu, definitely biting.
Is that it's Gavu? I didn't know that. I just saw the thing people were like posting about it. Oh, this is a good one. Do you prefer units for one belt or separate belts for riders?
I prefer separate belt.
If there's not a lot of individual gimmicks, I would prefer separate belts, but similar gimmicks, but not a bunch. Not like Wizard had, the rings, but there's 3 different belts, the 2 different hand ones, and Beasts. Those were cool. But things like Saber, that was just, it was mainly the Sacred Sword Driver, but then when you get into the buckle that you put the belt into, then you got the various weapon related ones. Like I don't like weapon changers.
Mm. It depends on what the weapon is. Well, it also, I mean, if it's a sword, I'm going to be disappointed because dinky weapon when you buy the toy, unless they come out with a Memorial Edition. So yeah, that definitely plays a factor into things, which is why when it came to King Odra, I was like, I'm not getting these changers until they come out with something bigger because this is not going to work for me.
You need a memorial. Yeah, that needs a memorial. That needed one dressed. I'm glad they got one. Now I'm waiting for the Odra Caliber 0 memorial.
Let me see. Thoughts on Arakawa. So Arakawa was the head writer for Kuga recently. Kira Major, I think, was the last Sentai season that he was the head writer for. Definitely has been more recently into the Sentai space than the Kamen Rider space. I would actually want to see Arakawa come back for a Kamen Rider season just to see how he would tackle it. But he's definitely one that can work with whatever they're throwing at him for writing a storyline. Because people forget, he also wrote Akiba Ranger. And Akiba Ranger is like a drastic departure from like other shit. And that was coming off of the heels of Gokaiger, which he also did. So he did Gokaiger, and then the following year, he made another anniversary season that was Akiba Ranger that was unofficial Sentai. And that was also great. It's like you have different flavors to that writer, so they definitely know what the fuck they're doing. It just depends on what devices you leave him to.
Them write an anniversary rider season.
I mean, he hasn't touched. I think. Hold on, I think Kuga was the last Kamen Rider anything he's touched.
Oh wow.
Yep. Kuga was the last thing that he had wrote when it came. Actually, the only thing he had wrote in Kamen Rider.
Oh wow.
A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
Had some hands in some Sentai and other stuff before then, but his first head writing gig when it came to Tokusatsu was Kamen Rider, and then afterwards was Aba Ranger, Decker Ranger, and then Gokaiger, Akiba Ranger, Super Sentai Strongest Battle, and Kira Major were his head writing works in Toku.
I'd be okay. I'd be okay with him coming doing a Kamen Rider season.
Worked on several anime. None of them that he was the head writer of scream anything to me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but it's better than the rumored head writer for Kamen Rider Gavv. Because we talked about that earlier.
Oh, who's the rumor for that?
Here it is. Unico Ayana wrote a lot of different animes on here, and the ones that I could pick out, I didn't care for. Like Digimon Adventure Tri Part 1. Aquarion Logos, I was not feeling. Brotherhood, Final Fantasy 15. People keep looking at Lupin the Third, Part 5, but she only wrote one episode. So yeah, like the writing pedigree for this rumored writer is not hitting any marks for me.
Hey,
Oop, that's weird. There we go.
they didn't,
And I think you lost connection.
Right, the freaking Digimon last evolution, because whoever wrote that, I don't want them to work.
Let me see who did write Digimon Last Evolution Kizuna. There it is. Let's find out. Akiyoshi Hongo is the head writer for it. Which is weird because he was the head writer for Digimon Adventure, the 2013 one, and also the original Digimon Digital Monsters. Yeah, the one from 1999. And Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. So the guy that wrote all of the previous Digimon things wrote that as well, Mark. So pretty much you're saying the guy that wrote the majority of all of Digimon should stop writing Digimon.
I mean, Cyber Sleuth was a good... Yes, never again. I don't want them to work anymore.
I mean, looking at this, he wrote the original Digimon. He wrote Adventure 02. He wrote Digimon Survive, Digimon Adventure 2020. Yeah, he wrote all of the other. Well, he was the creator of everything. This is the Digimon creator. So the head writer of Last Evolution Kizuna is the creator of Digimon. So you're telling me the creator of said concept?
I liked last Digimon Survive so much, they're allowed to work more.
Yeah, because everything they've done, everything to their name is Digimon only. Everything Digimon related, they've had a hand in.
Well, I give them a pass now because of Digimon Survive and Cyber Sleuth. But other than that, I don't like them. Last Evolution scarred me.
Oh no. So I looked up the other because apparently there was 2 writers for Last Evolution Kizuna. The second one has Toku pedigree. The second head writer for Last Evolution Kizuna was the head writer for Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger, Bo Kanger, Shin Kanger, TokuTonic.
Oh, I like that season. They wrote the Train Boners.
So I think you gotta eat your words because
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
He was also the writer for the first version of Full Metal Alchemist, the anime.
Ooh. Oh wait, never mind. I take everything back I said.
Oh, he also wrote Maji Ranger. Let's see.
I ever can't
That
mistake
hack,
it.
Legend of the Twilight.
Ooh.
Yeah. Pretty much a lot of the folks on here, they worked on some good shit. Detective Conan. So yeah, he's worked on some shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to go back after we're done streaming and edit out what I said. Put up like a technical difficulty, like splash image, so I didn't say any of that stuff because I take it back.
Great. High Tide asks, why is Mark breathing so hard?
I'm not. I have a cat like freaking on my face. And I'm also trying to like muffle my voice. And I'm using a really, really shitty phone headset.
Working with that trucker's mic.
Yep. It's horrible.
All right. So on that note, I think that's it. We've covered our bases. We talked Gavu. We designed Gavu. We spread the misinformation of Gavu.
Nice.
So keep spreading that misinformation of Gavu. And then yeah, we talked some sales and we shat talk on these writers. Well, Mark shat talked on these writers.
Yeah, I did.
Only for eating his words after they
Yep.
found out what else they were.
I'm adult enough to admit I was wrong.
So all right. So on that note, we're out of here. Maybe Mark will be regularly back next week. We'll see.
I think I'm gonna be driving, so probably not, because I'm gonna try and make like quick time to get back quicker. Less stops and resting.
This is what you do. You get yourself wings, you attach it to your vehicle, you go 88 miles per hour.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I need boom boom wings.
Oh no, I'm not Cloudy.
Yeah.
And then you just blast off, and then you end up over there. Or maybe if you just say avocado toast loud enough, someone will pick you up and throw you over there.
I wish I could do that.
So basically drinks lot. No, you can't. No. You can't drink lots of Red Bull. And that lawsuit already came and went. Can't do it anymore.
That's true.
They fixed the fine print. So it's over. Unless you get yourself some Rogue Energy. Anyway. On that note, you know what? That's where I'm going to call it. I know Mark has not worked on any content because he's had other shit to do.
I'm still gaining subscribers. I don't know what the hell is going on.
I haven't gotten anything. I'm like...
It's that time of the year where if it's like content creating's
Boonboomger's just not doing anything. Like that's
no, it's not.
Like I put out maximum effort in the last review, didn't even hit 1K views within the first 24 hours, and I was like, wow. Well, and I even got it out on like a Monday night, Tuesday morning.
I noticed the shift is happening again that we saw after Saber, where reaction videos died off and more people cared about reviews, and now all of a sudden reactions are coming back again. Yeah.
Can't do it. That's low-hanging fruit. It's just like, I don't feel that that's great content.
Oh, I know. That's why I stopped doing it. But now I'm just like, I could. But I don't have the energy for reaction videos again.
Because there are legit people that just fake their reactions. They oversell their reactions just to, I guess, get the emotion out of folks.
That's the most compliments I used to get when I was doing reactions, is because I didn't do that. I was just actually legit reacting and not playing up to it.
Yep.
But I was like, it's still a lot of work and I don't like editing.
And I think it varies because, people saying, on Twitch, sometimes you'll get my first view reaction on some things. Sometimes you'll get my second view reaction on some other things. It just depends on how I'm commentating on things. But you'll see on some points, I think it was this past Saturday when we were watching B Fighter that I think Orb and Giratina were like pointing out, this is the most concentrated I've ever seen Zio focus on an episode. And I was like, look, I'm invested into this plot. This is how I normally watch the shit when I'm not like on stream.
Right.
I'm just like, I just want to know what's going on. How is this going to play off? So, but yeah, reaction videos, it's so hard to edit correctly unless it's like, look, I'm going to hit the play button now, and this is when you hit the play button on your screen. And it's just like, wait, are people actually doing that? Are they watching a video on one screen while they're having their favorite like content creator just react on it with nothing going on their screen besides their
Well, and also right now you have to be careful. Toei's on the rise again because they just got all my Toku videos removed off of TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Well, I mean, China.
Yeah, but apparently they're getting back into claiming again. So because I had a claim the other day, but I had strikes, so I almost lost my entire TikTok from it because I had about 40 or 50 videos all taken down. I had like 50 emails back to back within like a minute of each other being like strikes, taken down, like removed and blocked. And I'm like, damn, Toei's not messing around right now.
That's crazy.
So I'm scared YouTube's going to be next for shorts and this and that.
I mean, they're already hitting up YouTube Shorts previously anyway, which is why I took down a couple of them.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing I have to worry about is I have to mute the audio for my Boonboomger reviews of the last, well, not the last ones, but the ones before I started changing the audio sampling it from the opening of my videos, and that's it.
Yeah. So Tomato Graphics, listen, guys, the reason why I'm on TikTok, I do more than just Toku content creating. So it's like, that's why I use that one, because it's a lot easier for like podcast clips and this and that. It's all about I'm trying to monetize, okay? I buy a lot of Toku stuff.
That's how it works.
Yeah. I also had more of my Saber videos hit too recently on YouTube, so I had to I already had them still on my external, so I just deleted them right off of YouTube. I had like 3 or 4 claims on 4 different videos, and I noticed they weren't ones. They always had low views. Recently, a lot of my Saber and Revice early videos were jumping up to like 10, 12,000, and once they hit that mark, I noticed that's when I was getting the claims on them.
So, are you dancing to Toku songs on TikTok?
Hell no, I don't dance. What's that? So I don't dance. Like I just lean back. Like I don't dance. I'm not a dancer. For money, I will though.
And a pole.
Yes. Good.
Okay.
Just call me Tiny Dancer.
All right. On that note, cool. We're out of here, guys. We will catch you all next time. Well, Mark will catch you later than next time. Yeah. I will catch you all next time. Until then, bye.
Bye.